Онлайн эрх чөлөө хвслийн сайд нарын 5 дугаар баахурлыг улсынхаа нийслэл бид бүлээн авч байгаадаа их баяртай байна. Ингээд та бүхнийг их түүхт эрх чөлөөт Монгол оронд тавтан оролцохыг хүсэн юм. Now I have to switch to English. And I'm really delighted to host you in my country, in our capital city, and to see you. And I think this is the most exciting conference I ever opened. This topic, online freedom, is a very timely topic. And my country is really proud to be one of the founding members of this Freedom Online Coalition. We know that Freedom Online Coalition is well positioned, intergovernmental and multi-stakeholder institution. I think this is really a timely established institution. And now I would like to recall to some numbers. I think numbers are very, very much revealing. In Mongolia, we have 3 million people, 2 million internet users. In Mongolia, we have more than 34,000 kilometers of fiber optic lines. In my country, we have 5 million, roughly 5 million mobile users, mobile subscribers. And 1.8 million of them are smartphone users. I know from my early childhood, and we all know that in order to make phone call in my country, in the countryside, we had to go to the postal office. In order to make ordinary phone call to friends, to relatives, we had to go sometimes to our neighbor who had a phone set. In order to make phone call outside of Mongolia, we had to go prior 24 hours or 48 hours because people are waiting for that call, and we had to go to the central post office. That was just 25 years ago. That was just 20 years ago. I born in a herdsman family, and I raised in a herdsman family, and I know that if in a family we got something, problem, health issues, in order to reach the hospital, in order to go to the doctor, it took almost 24 hours riding the horse and taking the extra horse bringing that doctor. You know, now it costs only one phone call. If you got high fever, you can call to the doctor, local doctor, and ask what kind of treatment needed to that person. World is completely changed. Just as I'm speaking here now, within the 1 minute in internet, already there was 500,000 wiki page views, 47 million instant messages already sent, 12 million ads already being displayed, 400,000 tweets already posted, 4.3 million pieces of content at Facebook already shared, 8 million messages already sent on Facebook. Amazon sold those books or other items worth of the $160 million just within 1 minute. 4 million searches have been made at Google, and 138,000 hours of video watched on YouTube. This is really amazing, just within 1 internet minute. I think we all know that online freedom has no owner. Online freedom is global common. This is global commodity. Online freedom is not came from the outer space. It has grown within us by the human ingenuity. And we have to enjoy this valuable commodity all over the world. Internet does not come to this world by accident, but it came by design as a global structure. I think human intelligence can handle the challenges we are facing in terms of the online freedom. I think we need to not forget, we have to all the time, we shall always strive for more openness, more innovation, and more collaboration. I know there are so-called legal issues, security challenges in terms of the cyber data, cyber media, cyber communications. I think we see, even in the most open countries, we thought most open governments, they sometimes became the paranoid with the online freedom. I feel there is some kind of the global warming going on online space, some kind of contamination from the governments, from the powerful ones, from those who make decisions. And online freedom is an essential part, inseparable part of the human rights. And we have to understand this. National security should never be used as an excuse for politically motivated restrictions whose real purpose is to stifle dissent and restrict freedom of expression. Even in my country, from time to time, we see some instances. Some ministers have been kind of the so-called defamation, libel, criticized. Even we had some court cases there. But we have to pursue, we have to be persistent with this openness of the internet, of this global common, of this global goods, and we have to use it. In terms of the government, I think we have to think about the human rights when we handle the online freedom. We have to keep up with the rule of law, and we have to uphold for the principles of transparency. Those three things are really essential. As individuals, as internet users, I think people should take responsibility for their steps. Second, moral imperative is essential. What you post on internet, in Facebook, in Twitter, your child will share it. And third one, I think, creative collaboration is really important. If there is a problem, I think through that creative collaboration you can solve that problem, not from the government. True strength in a freedom, true strength in a democracy come from the people, not come from the government. Way of our development in Mongolia, I see that we have to give more power to the people, more opportunities to the people, more voices to the people. When people have that more freedom, they tend to become more creative. When they become more creative, they tend to become more responsible. Because of the so many information, today people become more knowledgeable. When people become more knowledgeable, they become more demanding. Because of that, in any government, you have to be more responsive to your people. And you have to be consistent with the rule of law. You have to invest in human capital. This is the government challenge, and we have to understand that. I think democracy is a learning process. How can you learn if you shut down the freedom of expression? How can you learn as officials if you shut down those criticism, fair, sometimes unfounded criticism from the people? I think people have a right for suspicion for the president. People have a right to suspect. People have a right to express that. I think beauty of our society, we give that opportunity to our people. We try to give that, and we try to protect that our people's right. I see there are real challenges. I would like to call 3 of them. Today, because of the mobile, because of this social media, it became really easy to organize social movements, but it became really hard to win. I was one of the organizers in a cold winter, the demonstrations 26 years ago in this square, in this city. All those social movements, democratic movements during the 1990s, I think most of them succeeded. But the post-2000 social movements, so-called Arab Spring and others, I see most of those countries are kind of failed. One thing is totally changed. When we organized that movement in Mongolia, we had only one TV station, only one radio station, 6 newspapers. Governing that country, having that grip on those media entities, that was very different. Now governing the country, now organizing the social movement, handling the social life is totally different than 10 years ago, than 20 years ago. I think in the Middle East, in those countries, in post-2000 social movements, they just changed the ruling class. They just changed a bunch of those people and came through that demonstrations, bunch of those people came to the power. But they did not change their society, but they did not understand their society, their people already changed. That government institutions, which we used for 1,000 years, which we used for centuries, those are today not going to meet the requirements of people who are living in those countries. And because of that, I mean that government is like hardware. Hardware does not change, did not change, but software already changed. You cannot solve today's problem by yesterday's tool. I hope you will address this issue. And other challenge, I clearly see that. I would like to show you when the first mobile phone was introduced. This looks like this. You see this? And this is the typical one we use today. We see that as functions increase in a phones, those phones tend to become much smaller, smarter, and user-friendly. As functions increase in a government, governments tend to become much bigger, more sluggish, and more distant. How we can solve this problem? And because of that, I introduced a year ago in this country smart government initiative. And I see those information technology, those technological advancements as a partner for development. I think online freedom online, those information technology really became the essential elements of the human development, social development, economic development. You have to understand that. You cannot deny from your people those rights, claiming for greater development. That's impossible. Virtual freedom is an inseparable part, as I said, the inseparable part of the human rights. Third issue, I think I already mentioned that. People became more knowledgeable, became more demanding. Because of that, governments should be more open. Countries should be more open. And you have to count on that. And I think countries can benefit from the online freedom. Online freedom, information technology is our partner. Governments should not see information technology as a problem for government, online freedom. They should see that partners for development, partners for solving those problems we face in this country. And I usually say to our people, to our officials, don't rush to take drastic actions restricting online freedom. Don't try to do that. Like a social life, like a life, I think online freedom has its own healing system inside. Don't try to bring harmful laws or decisions. Don't try to impede all those steps which are taken in your society. I think if there is one thing bad, I think that will be healed by the others. And because of that, healing system is already there through the innovation, through the creative collaboration of the people. And because of that, governments should not rush to take some kind of drastic actions. And we have to accept reality today. We have to live with this tool, and we have to advance with this tool. And we have to learn to live in this environment. And I really would like to call all those national leaders, government leaders, to accept this reality and to live with it and to support it. And I'm really looking forward from this conference great outcome. And in United Nations, all we know that there is going to be a post-2015 agenda. I think there should be some initiatives, some good clauses related with protecting the online freedom. And Mongolia should be champion, initiating those issues. And I think there should be a kind of global act on virtual freedom. And we have to begin to draft those acts. And this, because this is inseparable part of the human rights and human life and human society advancement. Thank you very much.